sadness and happiness. We will find out our sons and daughters are what we too were once about.
I do feel a lot more confident, though, thanks to you.
Why, what have I done?
Believed in me?
I do have a lot to catch up on.
Yes, well, I was going to tell you earlier, Wendy, but I never quite got round to it. This is my fiancé, Gordon Hamilton.
Wendy?
We plan to get married as soon as Gordon's divorce comes through.
We're sorry we didn't tell you in the way we planned, but we're very happy about it. We hope you're pleased too.
Morning.
I'd like a word with you, young lady.
Can't I at least have breakfast first?
I have never been so disgusted with you as I was last night.
How do you think I felt?
I wanted you to have a chance to meet Gordon and then discuss it when we were all feeling relaxed together.
It wouldn't have mattered how you told me. I'd still have felt the same.
Wendy, I know you loved your father.
I thought you did too.
Of course I did.
Then how can you talk of remarrying after what, 6 months?
You know how close your father and I were. Well, I never dreamed that there'd be anyone else. I mean, the thought never even crossed my mind.
Then why?
I didn't know Gordon very well when your father died, but he was very kind. In fact, he showed more concern than a lot of our so-called friends, and I was very grateful to him for his genuineness. There's not a lot of that around these days.
Hardly a good enough reason to marry him.
Wendy, you're not a child any longer. I had hoped for a bit of understanding from you. Well, at least an attempt.
Okay.
Well, it came as a great shock for me to realize I was falling in love with Gordon, and at first I did feel very disloyal towards your father. But then I came to see that it was because of Roland that I could care for someone else so soon. I mean, he and I were so happy together, it seemed natural for me to want to share my life with someone else who could make me feel the same way.
So you just replaced Daddy with Gordon Hamilton?
Wendy, I had hoped that you'd be a bit pleased for me.
Maybe I could, if you'd waited a decent amount of time.
All right. All right. You don't or you won't understand. But let's get one thing clear. Gordon and I are going to get married as soon as we're able to, regardless of how you or anybody else thinks.
Not much point discussing it then, is there?
And I won't tolerate you being rude to him either.
I won't be having anything to do with him.
Gal didn't take much of a shine to Mrs. Armstrong's daughter. How did you find her?
We hardly spoke to each other.
Oh?
Well, she was very tired after a trip. She went to bed quite early.
Well, if she's anything like her mother, she'll be all right.
Yes.
You're working here today, aren't you?
Oh, there's something you can do for me when you get into the office. The agenda for tomorrow's meeting hasn't gone out to Fiona yet. I was going to send it myself, but could you send it by courier?
Sure.
Would you like some fresh coffee while you work?
No, thanks, Rosie. I'll move into the study in a minute.
How about you?
Oh, I'm late already. Thanks for breakfast. See you later. Morning, Gail.
Morning.
Already?
I don't know that I should go.
Why?
I don't feel too good. Could you ring Mrs. Armstrong and say I'm not coming?
What's the matter with you?
Just feel off, that's all.
You look all right to me. Mrs. Armstrong's been good enough to give you a job. Now, you go unless you're really sick. Otherwise, you'll have to get a doctor.
I didn't say I was dying or anything.
Well, if you go there, and make sure you're nice to her daughter. Get a move on, or you'll be late.
See you.
Bye.
Oh, she'll be right. Mrs. Armstrong's been so good to her, I think it might be a bit of jealousy on her part. I think it might have something to do with the dog, too.
I wouldn't say Gail's entirely to blame. Wendy can be less than tactful.
Hello.
Hi.
I'll be out at the pool with Mother if there are any calls.
Right.
Oh, now Milton's bowl has that silly name on it, you might as well get rid of it. I'll buy him a new one. Bit warmer here than it is in New York right now.
Oh, is that why you came back? Couldn't stand another New York winter.
Oh, no, I think I like the winters there best. Snow and everything. Romantic.
Why did you come back? Doing so well.
Hadn't been so good with me and Vince for a while.
Not the impression I got from your letters.
Yeah, no, I knew. He got very jealous because I was doing so well. It was just after Daddy died and I didn't want to say too much to you. Thought you'd be upset enough. Everything was fine while we were both struggling. But as soon as my career took off and his didn't, he got jealous and petty. And finally, he just walked out.
It didn't strike me as being that sort of bloke.
I didn't think so either. But it's amazing how people change towards you once you're successful.
How sad. Still, I suppose it's good to know who your real friends are.
Oh, I've got a pile of friends there, but I was getting a bit homesick. Thought I wanted a break from the pace.
Oh, I'd have thought you'd have lapped it all up.
I did for a while. No use burning myself out. I just want to relax for a few weeks.
Morning.
Hello, Mrs. Armstrong.
A cold drink would be nice, Gail.
I thought I'd better tell you about Millstone. Oh, sorry, Milton. He's been rolling around in the manure your mum laid out yesterday. He smells awful.
Stupid mutt.
I reckon he needs a bath.
Well, you'd better do it.
Oh, I thought you wanted to take care of him yourself.
Yes, that's the impression I got. And the sooner the better. Don't want him stinking the place out. The look on her face was priceless. I wish I'd had a camera.
It's good to see Gail standing up for herself.
Oh, that little lady's getting more confidence every day. How's she doing around here?
Paul gets the evil eye most of the time, but he keeps smiling through. He's made up his mind not to let it go him down, and he's sticking to it.
Well, good on him.
What?
Well, we've managed to solve everybody else's problems, and now we've got one of our own.
Do you think there will be a problem? In the long run, I mean.
I gave Wendy a piece of my mind this morning, and I intend to go on doing it. She's just the one child I've never been able to fathom.
She must have loved Roland very much.
She adored him. And even if we do get through to her, I doubt we'll have total approval.
Well, the main thing is not to let it affect us.
Could never do that.
Still getting the mud off from the other day.
Just needed a wash.
I can think of better ways to work with energy. I was thinking of going for a swim before heading back to work. Want to come?
No, thanks. Better talk to Fiona first. Think she'll be glad I said no.
Because you know Angela and Rob, she obviously thinks you're against her.
She seemed so nice the other day.
She is.
I mean, she didn't seem like the type who'd dump a baby.
It seems to me that you're thinking exactly the way she expected you to.
Well, I can't understand how any mother could give up her own child.
You've had it too easy, my darling. What would you know about the pressure she's been under? Hardly any money. No friends. Trying to look after a child and work at the same time.
It must have been hard.
Yeah. She gave up Domini because she thought it was the best thing for her. It took a lot of courage. Still, I don't think there are many nights that she doesn't cry herself to sleep about it.
I didn't realize.
How could you? Anyway, let's have a cup of coffee. And you can explain all that to me.
I almost sent it by courier.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't. I want to know what they're talking about tomorrow.
I'll bring you out a drink in a minute, Dominic.
And how's the little mother?
What are you doing here?
Brought Susan over. Or do you mean in Melbourne?
Oh, no, I knew about that. Trust you to come running down here to sponge off Mother.
As if you give a damn about Mother. Haven't helped. Haven't even visited her the whole time she's been sick.
She's fooled John, but not me anymore. He's the one I worry about, and he doesn't need you causing trouble for him.
I've got better things to do with my time.
I think I've got all I need now. Oh, hi. Wayne just dropped me across to pick up a few things.
How are things working out?
Fine. Should come over and see for yourself. I don't want to be away too long.
No, right. Don't think I was going to be asked to stay anyway.
I'm a nurse, Angela. I'm not taking sides.
What have you been doing with the mail?
Pass most of it on to John.
He handles it all, does he?
He deals with the bills and anything that has to be answered straight away.
What about the business things from Ramberg?
John told me to keep that sort of stuff in a file till Mum's back on her feet again.
Maybe I could help there.
I think John would know all about it.
Sure he would. He's got enough on his plate. While I've got nothing much to do, I could at least lighten the load for him. Let me see what that one's about. Board meeting coming up. Pity Mother won't be able to be there.
Oh, I better check on her.
The cleaner said she'd keep an eye on her, didn't she?
I still like to make sure. That's what I'm here for.
Where's the file you mentioned? Where you keep the Ramberg stuff?
In that cupboard there.
Thanks. Don't worry, I'll talk to Mother about it.
She really shouldn't be bothered with business, Wayne.
Just want to let her know there's someone here to take care of it for her. It'll take a load off her mind.
Hi. I was just coming to see if you'd like some lunch.
Not very hungry.
Oh, you're never hungry. No wonder you're so tiny. Bet you didn't eat your green veggies when you were a kid.
A bit late to start now.
Oh, of course it isn't. Put that down. Come on. I hate to eat alone.
I thought your friend would have stayed for lunch.
Paul? Oh, he was raring to go to the beach. He's a nice boy.
Suppose so.
Oh, sounds like you haven't taken to him.
Well, I don't like myself too much. Suppose I expect everyone else to feel the same.
Oh, that's silly. Have to get over that.
Have you heard any more from Rob and Angela?
There we are. Sit down and put yourself round that.
You have heard from them.
Yeah, I was talking to them yesterday on the phone.
Dominique's okay, isn't she?
Oh, yes. Yes, she's fine.
Anything else?
Well, they've made a decision.
What about?
They're applying for legal custody.
Well, it's the sensible thing to do, isn't it? I've been expecting it, really. I mean, if I was them,
I put off telling him because I knew you'd be upset.
I'm all right.
Oh, come on.
How are you feeling, Mother?
All right. Looks like a nice day.
Would you like to walk in the garden?
No.
Ramberg board meeting tomorrow. Pity you can't be there. Ramberg's going through a rough spot. Poor old Gordy's head could be on the chopping block.
Oh?
Looks like Fiona Thompson will get her own way now, without you there to stir things up.
I don't care what she does.
You should do something to look after your interests, though.
What?
You could start by seeing what the current situation is. There could be votes called for.
Oh, John will know what to do. I'll leave it to him.
Wayne Hamilton here. I'm ringing on behalf of my mother, Patricia Hamilton. Can I speak to Richard Coleman, please?
Yes, just a moment, Mr. Hamilton.
Hello, Wayne.
Mr. Coleman, there was a rumour around the Sydney office before I left that you were challenging my father for his position. Any truth in it?
Well, I'm only interested in what's best for the company.
Good. Mother believes you're definitely the right man for the job.
Really? Then she'd be prepared to support me again.
For sure. Unfortunately, she's not well enough to attend the meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
We were wondering whether I could go in her place. I could act as her proxy, couldn't I?
Yes, of course. All you'd need is her written permission.
Then I think I can help you, Richard.
It's time for lunch, Gail.
Just noticed.
You did a lovely job polishing that cedar chest in my room.
Comes up really nicely, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Do you want anything, Wendy?
No, thanks. The smell of that dog's put me off food for the day, I think.
Well, you seem to have got through so much this morning. I don't think there's anything left to do this afternoon.
Have to start slacking off a bit, won't I?
On the other hand, I'm sure I can find something. She's a good worker.
That's what she gets paid for. She doesn't seem a bad kid.
She hasn't had life handed to her on a plate.
Who has?
I don't think you have anything to complain about.
No, I guess not. Still smell from that idiot dog.
Took a bit of cleaning up, did he?
I had to wash him 3 times and he still didn't come up smelling too good.
Well, now you know what I've had to put up with. And he'll be looking for his lunch about now.
It won't take me long to open a can.
Oh, he's a very fussy eater. Loves freshly cooked meat.
I'm still tired.
He's still your dog. Oh, and don't forget, he has his first obedience class tomorrow.
I'm beginning to see why you changed his name to Millstone.
Nothing if not appropriate. Wendy, I'm going to ask Gordon back again for dinner soon. And I expect you to be a lot more sociable than you were last night.
Okay. Have to meet him properly sometime. Might as well get it over and done with. But I can't promise to like him.
You can promise to make an effort. That's all I'm asking.
Did I hear Paul come in a while ago? It's time you gave him a break, Rosie. He's bending over backwards doing the right thing by Gail.
Done his dash with me, not only about her.
You can't blame him for Wayne leaving home.
I know how I feel. Can't change to suit you, sorry. Hi.
Gail?
Oh, you don't look too crook now. You were off this morning, remember?
Oh, that. I didn't want to go. Not with Wendy there.
Reckon as much. Sorted all out, did you?
Mm-hmm. She'd made a big fuss about Millstone being her dog. So, this afternoon when he'd been rolling in the manure, guess who had to bath him?
Her? Oh, good enough, too. Oh, but I don't want you to be bad friends with her. It'd upset Mrs. Armstrong.
It'll be all right. She was better this Arvo. Reckon she knew it was her own fault.
Yeah, just shows. You shouldn't give up too easy.
I'm hanging on to Millstone's bowl, too. Wendy told me to dump it, but who knows? Might come in handy. She won't be around forever.
So you've definitely decided to buy it?
Yep. It should be great. There were a few out while I was at the beach today.
Gave you a taste for it, eh?
Yeah, there's nothing like a few hours on a yacht to help you unwind.
Bit like me with golf.
Yeah.
Did you get the agenda to Fiona?
Yeah, we had a cup of coffee and a chat, and she'll be at the meeting with bells on.
Good. I need all the support I can get.
Reckon she'll be up, causing trouble?
Oh, I doubt it. From what I hear, she's pretty well out of action.
Still pretending to be crook? Don't know how young John puts up with her pulling the wool over his eyes like that.
Even if it is an act, she won't blow her credibility by coming to the meeting.
No worries, then.
Thank goodness. Oh, I can deal with the business challenge, but I can't cope with a personal vendetta. Mother, I'd like you to sign this for me.
What is it?
It gives me permission to take care of your business interests for you.
I let John do that.
He's got a hell of a lot on his plate. Running the house and everything. It's not fair to expect him to deal with the Ramberg stuff, too.
Well, he works for them. He still does, doesn't he?
Yeah. But that's what makes it hard for him. How can he make board-level decisions for you when he's part of the management? Puts him in a real spot.
Oh, I didn't realise.
You and I both think along the same lines. You know I'd do what you wanted.
Gordon always said we were alike.
Of course we are. That's why I'd be the best one to handle it for you. All I need's your signature.
I should talk to John about it.
It's up to you. But it's getting him down a bit, all the responsibility. Mentioned to me he'd be glad if I could take some of the load.
Did he? He's being very good to me.
All the more reason not to bother him. I don't mind looking after the Ramberg stuff. I like to feel I'm pulling my weight.
Well, perhaps if I...
Just sign there. And I can take care of everything. I can't wait to see Gordon's expression when I turn up for the board meeting. Thanks, Mother. It's all in good hands.
Love is very strong.
I know she's a bit groggy, but would she really have forgotten Wayne's entire personality and that he and John hate each other's guts? Action Man would never have said those things. I picked up something about John from Graham's internet news group last week. If you've got email, get in touch, I'll let you know the address. Anyway, Peter Phelps is now starring in Stingers, a new cop show down under. Ilona Rogers, who plays Patricia's sister Margaret, was in Doctor Who in the 60s. JSD in the group reckons she was in the Sensorite story. And that's a connection to Charlie, who was also in Doctor Who. And Fabian also wrote about Paul Shepherd, who played Phil Shepherd in A Country Practice. 2 anagrams from Katie Ball. So Barbara is marrying Gordy. I hope that their scenes don't get bawdy. But with his taste in fashion and potential for passion, a tree would be better. Oh lordy. And there was a young plonker called Wayne who was horribly, horribly vain. He did nothing but moan and plot on the phone. He should have a storyline again. More tomorrow.